Welcome back to Arifureta Anime Review, episode number 29. We're here reviewing the... What is the episode number here? If I can get to it. Come on. Thank you. Okay, this is episode number 35, Changing Heart. This adapts from the second half of chapter 3. And believe it or not, they skipped the first half of chapter 4 and went straight to the second half of the chapter, and the entire epilogue. Yeah, they adapted pretty much the whole thing. I'm shocked the fact they didn't, only adapt half of it. They adapt pretty much the whole thing. So here's what happens. We begin, pretty much exactly where we left off last episode, where Hajime has received this compass of Eternals, and mentioned about learning physical magic, possibly go home, hinting at toward the end of the series, and then we say bye-bye to the elf girl, Lajima. Yep. Yeah, she's gone. She's not returning again for the rest of the season. We do see another character from Free as Zero pop up later on, which is interesting to say the least. I am actually surprised the fact that they kept this in. This was a brief cameo by her, because there's a brief scene here by Meredy, the main protagonist of Free as Zero, and who appeared briefly in season 1 of the show for 2 episodes, even though the book was longer than that. Actually, I think she was for 1 episode. Yeah, for some reason, the anime decided to cut a lot out of book 2. Yeah, book 1, pretty decent job. I think they did a good job with books 3 and 4. Not the case with Book 2. Book 2 got the short stick in the case of the first season show. And I've heard some people online claiming that this should be a director's cut of Season 1, given what happened with Season 1. But that hasn't happened. Season 2 was a lot better, and Season 3 is better too. Yes. Because I'm sure even they knew that probably they cut way too much. So they go back to Vanguard, and then the way the anime presents it is that right after this, they go straight to the village, which in the book there was a lot more happening here, and it's basically the first portion of this episode. That's from the rest of chapter 3, and all the rest of this is from the second half of chapter 4 and the entire epilogue. So we cut later on in the village. Everyone's eating food, and the princess of the village, Anita, is basically between Hajime and Shia, gets up and proceeds to slap her, and she likes being hit. So we have another version of Tio here. Yep. She's friends with her, and she wants her to become her plaything. And of course, being special. At one point, basically, Hajime around her, and of course, then later on, get this, right after the scene, we do see, we have Hajime, Kari, and Tio just talk about Shia. Possibly Hajime might be in love with her, and, we do get confirmation about that a little bit after this. Then, right after this scene, we see Hajime making more bullets for Donner, his gun. Yes, that's named his gun. He named it Donner, after one of the 7 reindeer from Christmas. Yep. Yeah, that's the same name that they kept from the book, which I'm glad they kept that name. And the fact the anime actually kept, here's the thing about this season. Now here's the thing about the gun itself. The gun is accurate to how it's depicted in illustrations in the actual books themselves. And in the manga, it's very accurate, which is shocking given how much stuff they altered from the light novel. So then Shia shows up, and of course they have a conversation, and then Hajime kisses her. Yep, he kisses her, making her the second girl in the series to kiss him. And then everybody else shows up. Yes, seriously. By the way, for this, the scene that was cut here was all about characters with trouble sleeping and possibly preparing for another labyrinth. That's kind of what happened here. Maybe they might adapt it, because mention about this final labyrinth, this may be for the next episode. Who knows? Because they mentioned about a labyrinth here. So Then right after this particular moment, like, then of course, what's her name? I want to be sure I get this correct here. Shizu, that's the young girl, not Shizuku. Yeah, she basically, like, she practically begs to basically continue doing the next labyrinth. And, well, and of course Kuki basically wants to go along too. Shizuku basically easily passed test, no problem. And the whole thing is he wants to see Eri again to have a chat with her. Yeah, have a chat with her and basically, well, decide what else basically for her. And of course, basically, he agrees. Hydra agrees anyways. Yep. And then right after this, something weird happens. Well, we then cut to the demon, the Garling Demon Kingdom, where Freed is basically seeing training of corpse beastmen who were created by Eri, making her first appearance in the season. Last time she was seen was the end of season 2. Like, if you're curious, how long has it been since her last appearance? 9 episodes. Yeah, that's how long it's been since her last appearance. And of course, we see our friends again. This actually is from the epilogue. And then right after this, then we see various lights pop up in the sky. We see a girl, and I want to be sure I get this right here, because basically they don't identify them by name per se, but we do see Melody very briefly in her labyrinth. Then we see Yuki, where she is in the capital doing knife throwing. And then we cut to Rima and Miyu, who have not been seen since since before the end of season 2. They make the return. Always great to see these two. I last saw them in an OVA. Yep, which took place prior to their departure. So you have Rima Miyu, lunch, and of course she's yay! Of course let's for lunch, and then we see some of the sky, and we see it's an acolyte of Iot. Yep, this actually is... Now, the whole purpose of this last scene is to set up the very next set of episodes. Yes, but great ending to the episode. It is surprising, because I reread this epilogue, and I was shocked the fact that the epilogue was kept entirely intact. It's surprising they did this. When they did this in the last... Now, Book 7, they skipped the epilogue for that one. Do not know why they did that for, but they did. But this book, I think they did a better job adapting this book than they did the previous book. Here's the big reason. They adapted pretty much almost this whole thing, except for there was some section they skipped over, probably due to time. Do I think they might adapt the first half season of Chapter 4? It's possible, but... Next episode is called The Final Labyrinth, and it says it's going to adapt from this book in particular. Yes, I'm not sure how. Yeah, I'm not sure how, but they're probably going to maybe, and I'm guessing at this, They probably will adapt from the opening of this book for the opening the first half of chapter 4 for the very next episode, and then go straight into book 9. Oh, and if you're curious, like, if you take out the bonus story, because these books love having their bonus stories. The book itself, it is, like, if you take out basically the bonus stories, like, if you're really curious, like, how long is this book? And take out the extra, which I don't think they're going to adapt this one. I highly doubt they are. If they do, it'd just be a little bit surprising. Yeah, they might. I'm thinking they might adapt the extra chapter, but if you think about it, the main story is, well, with the epilogue, this is how much the book is. And this has been adapted. This is episode 6. So, my guess is, given what the extra chapter is, it's more like a continuation of the story. I'm guessing of this is that there's a slight possibility they might adapt the extra chapter next episode, but who knows? It depends upon the studio. But we'll find out and see for next episode, because next episode comes Final Labyrinth, so possibility we might finish adapting this book and then move on to book 9. I've heard rumblings of book 9 being adapted, and if you think about it, basically since this is episode 9 of the season, and they start with episode 6, so that means this book has been going on now for about 5 episodes, which, that's surprising. Well, if you include the extra chapters in here, which are just alternate takes on the characters, like, it is, if you're really curious, this book is 455 pages. If you include the extra chapters. Take it out, it's like just under 400 pages. That's how long the book is. Yep. Not much to say about this book. Actually, with the anime. The episode. It's really good. Okay, so that's pretty much a particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do the dislike button. Well, I thought I'd have time basically work on the next episode, but I might just go ahead and watch it. I'm gonna watch the review of it in a bit. Okay? Thanks to you. Bye.